Welcome to Friday Night Readers. Fueled by coffee, we break down the books referenced on Gilmore Girls. Our little literary corner of the world helps you understand what the characters are talking so fast about and live in a world of books like Rory. Life's short, read fast. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our Friday Night Readers newsletter community on Substack. You'll get instant access to a free printable list of 500 plus books on Gilmore Girls, plus even more Gilmore-inspired content like our Rory Gilmore Reading Challenge, which we've been doing together since 2020. Paid members get exclusive extras like our Gilmore Girls-inspired reading journal and episode guides. Come hang out where the real Gilmore magic happens. FridayNightReaders.substack.com. Hello, Friday Night Readers. Today, let's talk about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. This is the exact Whimsy we need in our reading lives. Whimsy is trending, and one of the girls' characters' favorite books, Roald Dahl's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, will set your reading year of Whimsy off to a magical start. As you may know, this month we are reading kids' books from the Gilmore Girls book list for our Rory Gilmore Reading Challenge. I'm featuring one top pick, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl. And by the way, I will link all three of those things in the show notes for you. First, let's talk about the Oompa Loompas and Violet turning violet. I just can't help myself on that one. Violet, You're Turning Violet is one of my favorite book and movie lines of all time. It's so simple, but so perfect. Anyway, in 1964's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie Bucket is a poor but kind kid who wins a coveted golden ticket to tour Willy Wonka's magical chocolate factory. Inside, he visits whimsical candy-filled rooms with 4 other kids. One by one, though, the others get kicked out for being greedy, spoiled, or careless. Not Charlie. He follows the rules and remains respectful. This promises a very handsome reward from Wonka. And I've got to say, chocolate is one cheeky way to teach a lesson. Now, let's talk about making a vintage kids book relevant to adults today. Here's why Charlie and the Chocolate Factory matters, especially in 2026, the so-called Year of Whimsy, a word Merriam-Webster defines as meaning fantastical and fancy. A bit of backstory here. So I select our featured books of the month based on a mix of what's widely popular, what I loved, and what our book club members have loved most over the years. The purpose is to help you have fun learning more about the best books from Gilmore Girls, whether you're considering this book, chose it this month, or whether you've already read it. This particular book was a 5-star read for me when we read children's books from the show last year. And I heard the same from so many others, so it felt like a no-brainer. After all, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is scrumptiously well-written and, dare I also say, delectable. To any lover of words, be perfectly strung together to form a memorable plot. And this is true for all ages. There's mystery and magic and golden tickets and chocolate. But then I thought about writing this feature. Prior featured books here were such critically acclaimed titles as The Diary of Anne Frank, Pride and Prejudice, The Great Gatsby, and The Bell Jar. Now, I'm not saying Charlie and the Chocolate Factory isn't critically acclaimed. What I am saying is that it just feels different to write about this book on a platform, Substack, famed for deep analyses. But what happened next changed my thinking. My friend and bookish podcast host, Laura Yaman, she hosts the What to Read Next podcast, and I had a text chat about literary scholarship. We talked about how the nuances and thought-provoking topics that interest academics studying the field every day can just hit differently with the general public. We talked about feelings like intimidation and shame in our reading lives, and about making the classics feel fun and accessible, whether they're meant for kids or adults. Light bulb moment, that's exactly my aim here. When we read like the Gilmore Girls and rewatch the show, we experience joy while also challenging ourselves to grow through the benefits that reading offers. And that's, quite frankly, what the world needs now too. For starters, literacy is down. I've posted these stats before. Here they are again. According to several high-profile articles this year, classic reading is down substantially in high schools. From the advent of AI to schools being required to teach standardized tests, it's widely reported that even many Ivy League students haven't read a full classic book. My high school read 5 to 10 per year. Literacy is also down. From the National Literacy Institute, 21% of adults in the United States were illiterate in 2024. 54% of adults have literacy levels below a 6th grade level. 20% are below a 5th grade level. And the United States ranks 36th in literacy. In short, we need good ways to promote more reading among the general public. On a side note, that is exactly why your founding membership here now includes a gifted book and a 1-year paid Friday Night Reader subscription to a high school teacher. It's all to promote literacy. And in the show notes, you can upgrade if you'd like, to a founding membership, which is our highest tier of paid membership. Okay, so this all brings me back to Whimsy and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Are you with me? The fact that Whimsy and Your Whimsy are trending right now may be evidence that we could use some fanciful escapism from children's classic books this year too. Life feels hard and heavy in many ways right now. And it's the dead of winter. Not all reading has to be highbrow. It can also be just plain old fun and entertaining. Permission granted. Heck, G. Wilder's invitation as Willy Wonka in the beloved 1871 film adaptation to Come With Me and You'll Be in a World of Pure Imagination feels like an exhale so enchanting that Lorelai Gilmore selected this of all movies for Rory's first unofficial date with Dean. That is in season 1, episode 7, Kiss and Tell, and I'm also linking my podcast deep dive into that episode, Gene Wilder's song from the movie, and part of the scene, and a scene from Gilmore Girls in which Rory and Dean watch the movie. We're all about multimedia fun here. In later episodes, we also hear references to Oompa Loompas, the Candyman, yes, I went there, Willy Wonka, the Chocolate Factory, and Golden Tickets. This is all evidence of whimsy. One of the main reasons we return again and again to Gilmore Girls, both the show and the books, is the whimsy of Stars Hollow. And to me, that's what makes Charlie and the Chocolate Factory matter right now too. Before we go, a few reading tips. I read the print edition of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory last year, and I also listened to the audiobook this year. Both were 5 out of 5 stars for me. Next, as mentioned, the 1971 film adaptation, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, is blissful. So go ahead and have a pizza and movie night like Lorelai, Rory, and Dean. Add some Wonka candy while you're at it. Next, the 2003 Tim Burton film adaptation, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, is, well, exactly what you may expect of Tim Burton and star Johnny Depp. Take that for what you will. And 2023's feature film Wonka, starring Timothée Chalamet, takes a different approach. It's Wonka's origin story. It was good for me, but not great. Lastly, you should also know that this book has had its share of controversy, as many classics do, from racially charged language to fat shaming and beyond. Dozens of changes have been made to it over the years, so you may want to read a modern edition. This is post-2023. The BBC also dove deep into Roald Dahl's dark side. If you want to take a look at that, I have linked that article and all of the movies and Wonka candy in the show notes for you. Now, considering controversial yet classic books is a charged subject that I don't necessarily want to opine on. Rather, I just want to help you make an informed decision on how to approach it in your own life. Lastly, in the Substack post that accompanies this podcast episode, I shared a poll, book or movie. This story simply begs a pivotal question. So we're taking a vote as a communal book club. Which one is your favorite version of the Roald Dahl story? The book, the Gene Wilder adaptation, the Depp adaptation, or Wonka? I'm going to be honest here. I think I would go with the Gene Wilder adaptation, though the original book is a close second for me. I will link the post in the show notes for you so you can come and join us over on Substack. Thanks so much for listening to Friday Night Readers. I love having you here in our little corner of the Gilmore Girls world. If you'd like even more feel-good fun, upgrade to a free or paid email subscription membership at FridayNightReaders.substack.com. Paid members get exclusive extras like our Gilmore Girls inspired reading journal and episode guides. You'll also unlock members-only posts like weekly gazettes and monthly bookmarks, as well as full community access to our chats. It's the coziest virtual place like Stars Hollow, and your support helps keep this podcast going strong. Lastly, if you enjoyed today's episode, please take a minute to rate and review the show. It helps other Gilmore fans find us, which helps me provide you with more content like this. Until next time, life's short, read fast.